Have you ever met anyone that went out of their way to make you feel dumb or made it a point to let you know how very smart they are? When I was in my early 20s, I came across just that person, and she was everywhere. My family home evening group, at group activities, she was everywhere. She would always use these enormous words and no one knew what they meant. She would even occasionally call me out to see if I knew what the word meant. One day, she did this school study to see how many female authors a person could name. On the spot, I couldn't name any. Afterwards, I thought of a couple. Every interaction that I had with this girl, I found myself wishing that I was able to read more and more time, or that I read more in the past. But truth be known, I just didn't have time. I had no social life. I worked full time. I went to school full time. My grades weren't great as it was. My stress level was up to here. There was no way that I could fit in a book for leisure. Today, I'm going to talk to you about something that I wish someone had talked to me about in my 20s, and that is why you should read for 30 minutes every day. There's been several studies done about reading for 30 minutes every day, and they all have similar results. But I'm only going to talk to you about one study in the UK and a couple statistics in the United States. I know you're probably thinking right now about the reason or reasons that you rarely read or don't read, but you're not alone. Dr. Josie Billington did a study of the benefits to adults of regular reading for pleasure in the UK. In her study, she uncovered a few interesting statistics. She discovered that 2.2 million people in the UK stopped reading or rarely read due to a difficult time. That difficult time in their life may be illness or, whatever. A lot of things happen. Dr. Billington found that depression stopped 1.2 million people from reading books. She found that the biggest gatekeeper was time. Family, careers, schools, a lot of things prevented people from reading. 42% of 16 million people said that used to read said that they no longer had time. In 2023, the Bureau of Labor Statistics showed that people in the United States between the ages of 15 and 44 read for 10 minutes or less. Unfortunately, it's affecting the literacy rates in Americans. According to the National Center of Education Statistics, 43 million Americans possess low literacy skills. That means they struggle with comparing and contrasting. They struggle with low-level inferences. They struggle with paraphrasing. Okay, so now you might be thinking, that's a really bad numbers, or I can totally relate to the time thing, but I still don't think that I can fit that 30 minutes into my schedule. But before you check out, let me tell you what you can get out of this. Reading can help you mentally and physically, and it doesn't make you sweat like exercise. Awesome, right? According to Healthline.com, reading can help reduce all that stress that you feel every day. A group of researchers in 2009 showed that it has a lot of the same benefits as yoga. It lowered blood pressure and heart rate and even physiological distress. It also can relieve depression symptoms. A good book can sweep you into another person's world, momentarily forgetting yourself. There's also self-help books that can help a person work through symptoms. If you read before you go to bed every night, you can get a better night's sleep, subsequently being more alert and more productive the next day. Reading every day helps strengthen your brain and increase your vocabulary, making you more successful in school, your career, and in your relationships. In 2013, research showed on MRI scans that brain connectivity increased as a book was being read. So if you're healthier mentally and physically, you'll be able to prioritize your life, and scheduling 30 minutes every day to read will become easier. The first time I decided that I wanted to read, I remember thinking, am I going to do this for like a week and then move on like every other New Year's resolution that I've had? Is that what you're thinking? But remember, great decisions come with great rewards. Imagine the next time that you're winding down for bed. Do you grab the remote or do you grab a book? What's going to give you a more peaceful sleep? Imagine sitting down for lunch or a break. Do you pull out your phone and scroll through Instagram, or do you pull out a great book? Which one's going to help strengthen your brain and increase your vocabulary? What will help you become more successful in your career and at school? Now that we all agree that books are amazing, don't tell anyone, but I don't really have a budget for buying books or the time to go to the library or to return them. Luckily for us, the internet has given us a great solution for that. All we need is 30 minutes, just a small 30 minutes. Most people are awake for about 15 hours a day. That's 900 minutes. So if you could just take 30 minutes of that 900 minutes, maybe right before you go to bed or while you're eating lunch or on a break, 30 minutes can help with that literacy problem and increase a person's health and productivity. There are many ways that you can go about finding a book. Use the sheet of paper that I gave you. List some books and topics that you're interested in. On that sheet is a website called worldwidelibrary.com. There you can go to get free access to books regardless of where you are and live in the world. There's many other websites that are listed that have free books to read. Don't be like me when I was in my 20s. Read for 30 minutes a day and live a healthier, more successful lifestyle.